Hey there, fight fans. Today in this video, UFC President Dana White made a very bold statement. He wants to create his own boxing league and bring boxing back to the top of the sports in the Olympics. White aims to revolutionize and elevate boxing to new heights.
I'm Dana White.
What do you not understand about that?
Also in this video, Colby Covington, who has been silent for an entire year after his victory over Jorge Masvidal, has suddenly began speaking. A lot.
It's fake news, you know, everybody wants to hate on me.
Everybody knows I'm the greatest of all time.
Now, the American has a great chance to win the title, and he is trying very hard to draw any and all attention to himself. This time, Covington decided to remember Khabib Nurmagomedov and accused him of cowardice. But is there any truth in this statement? We're going to take a closer look and find out. And then at the end of the video, a possible rematch between Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje has the MMA community buzzing with excitement. With both fighters now at a new stage in their careers, the prospect of a second bout between these two fierce competitors has left fans on the edge of their seats. So this is going to be very interesting, but before we begin the video, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. As you can see, we take great care to create some unique and original content that you won't find on any other channel. So while we appreciate your support, we also want to thank you in advance. Now, Dana White, a prominent businessman and the driving force behind the success of the UFC, has now announced plans to launch his own boxing promotion next year. As noted, he hopes to change boxing and make it more spectacular and interesting for the audience. In an interview with the press, White said, "I can't say for sure if I can change boxing, but I can definitely give this sport spectacular fights. I can make boxing interesting again." Dana White is not the first person to try to change boxing and bring a fresh perspective to it. However, if anyone is capable of doing it, well, then it's certainly going to be Dana White. Now, with his actions, Dana proved that he knows how to make the fight interesting for the audience. Now, as you know, boxing was one of the first sports to gain worldwide recognition. However, in recent years, boxing has lost its popularity as viewers have turned their attention to more colorful and spectacular forms of fighting, much like MMA. And for this, White decided to return boxing to the top of the Olympics. Now, despite his inexperience with organizing boxing fights, because, well, obviously, boxing is a completely different world than MMA, Dana does have every chance of success. Now, if you remember, a little over 20 years ago when he started to take over the UFC, it wasn't very good.
The Fighting Championship, Dana, congratulations on your first show. That's got to feel good.
Thank you very much, James. I appreciate it. We're very excited. We got a sellout crowd here, 5,000 people, revved and ready to go.
Is he fucking awesome?
But during that time, it has now become one of the most popular and successful sports in the world of martial arts. Also, White can use his experience in organizing and promoting fights to attract new boxers and make them even more popular. Although the creation of a new boxing league may cause some controversy within the boxing community, many are looking forward to the appearance of a new spectacular and interesting fight. I mean, after all, this may be a new stage in the development of boxing, which will help restore its popularity and attract new viewers. But what do you think? Can Dana White bring about some positive changes in the sport of boxing? Share your thoughts down in the comments section. And moving on. Colby Covington, who had been silent for a year after his victory over Jorge Masvidal, began to speak. A lot. A lot. And now the American has a chance to win the title, and he is trying very hard to bring all of that attention back to himself. So if you remember, Colby Covington ridiculed Islam Makhachev for his desire to fight Leon Edwards. However, now Covington has turned his attention to another Dagestani, the famous Khabib Nurmagomedov.
But if you wanna find me, please just send me location.
Come here. Send me a message like location.
Covington claims that Khabib didn't want to fight him because he was afraid of him. However, this claim is very doubtful, and here's why. Yes, Nurmagomedov did not dare to change his weight category. However, Covington does go a bit too far, claiming that Khabib was scared of him. First off, if Khabib decided to unify the belts, he would fight Kamaru Usman, not Covington, who was the then champion. And the Nigerian Nightmare, as you remember, defeated Covington twice and even broke his jaw. So it is difficult to predict the outcome of the fight between Khabib and then Usman since both fighters were at their peak. However, it is safe to say that Covington would not be a difficult opponent for Khabib. although Covington does have some good wrestling and overall MMA skills, but Nurmagomedov's wrestling and grappling is at such a higher level. Therefore, Colby wouldn't stand a chance with Khabib. In addition, Khabib was a very hardy fighter, so I don't think Colby could have really done anything to Khabib. Now, this is just my personal opinion, but what do you guys think about it? Could Colby beat Khabib? I'm very interested if there are anyone in the audience who sincerely believe that yes, Colby could have won. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Now, despite all of his crazy antics, Covington remains one of the best welterweight fighters. His fights always bring a lot of attention, and many fans want to see him in the octagon with the best fighters in the world. Normally because they want to see him get his ass kicked. But as long as he continues to speak out against his opponents, his chances of fighting the best fighters, well, they're going to remain limited. Covington is not going to change his style, and most likely his statements and behavior will continue to cause some heated discussions in the MMA community. But that doesn't stop him from still being one of the best welterweight fighters and continuing to draw a lot of attention to himself. But moving on. Dustin Poirier, one of the best fighters in the UFC, makes no secret of his desire to fight Justin Gaethje again. He does admit that when he hears the name Gaethje, it makes him nervous, which became a source of his motivation. I get really nervous when I think about fighting him. When I hear his name, I start to feel uncomfortable. But these are the emotions that make me move forward. I think maybe our fight with Justin will happen again. We'll see, Poirier told media. Now, the last time they met, Poirier defeated Gaethje by TKO in the second round. But now, a few years later, both fighters are at a new stage in their careers and ready for a brand new challenge. So many fans are looking forward to a possibility of them fighting. Who would win in the next meeting, though, between Poirier and Gaethje? Now, I don't know, and I think no one probably really knows, but if the fight were to happen between Poirier and Gaethje and it does take place, it will become one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Both fighters are known for their aggressiveness and brutality in the octagon, and no one would be surprised if this fight became a real war. However, at the moment there have been no official statements from the UFC about the fight between Poirier and Gaethje. Also, no one knows when this fight would take place, if it takes place, but fans will certainly be looking forward to this meeting with a lot of impatience, and we will keep you informed. So that is all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it is very important to us, and thank you all in advance.